It's a beautiful Saturday morning in October, and I'm on the ramp getting ready to depart for a round-trip flight from Pompano to Witham Field in Stuart, approximately 54 miles to the north. Pompano's weather is below VFR minimums, so in addition to being on an IFR flight plan, I'll actually be in instrument conditions almost the entire way. You might recognize that guy to my right. That's my dad. He's home from summer vacation, so we're making our first flight of the season together. Pompano weather is below VFR minimums with a 900-foot ceiling this morning, but we're on an IFR flight plan, so that won't bother us. We'll be departing to the west to Shank intersection, where we'll pick up Tango 208 at GPS Airway. You can see that on the dotted line. We'll take that to Clef intersection and then head eastbound to Stuart. ATC is actually going to vector us out to the east here, where we can pick up the RNAV approach to runway 30, and we'll be making a full stop landing.
Pompano ground Cherokee 30877 is holding short of spot 2, ready to taxi IFR, and we'll need a run-up.
Cherokee 3077 Pompano ground, taxi to runway 28, run-up area via Lima, and advise this frequency when ready.
Runway 28, run-up area via Lima, and advise when ready, 877.
Pompano and the surrounding airports all under IFR conditions. We'd be waiting close to 25 minutes to pick up our IFR release and be able to be cleared for takeoff.
Yeah.
A good part of that time waiting would end up being spent troubleshooting a mag issue in a rough running engine during run-up.
Locked. Throttle goes to 2000.
As I performed the mag check, I noticed that the engine was running rough on one of the magnetos. The other one was fine. Both of them were within specs, but I wasn't going to fly on a rough running engine.
That one's a little rough.
It is running a little rough. I'm going to try one more time to clean it.
I don't think we're going to need to abort our flight just yet. The root cause is most likely a carbon deposit on one of the spark plugs. What I'll do is I'll run the engine for about a minute at 2300 RPMs and attempt to burn it off. Then I'll check the magneto again and see if it's improved.
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
With the problem solved, I'll be able to complete our run-up and then run through the pre-takeoff checklist.
Engine failures brief, takeoff clearance, doors and windows latch, landing lights, strobe lights on. All right, we're good to go. Now we'll call for time.
A lot of people waiting, don't we?
Well, it's gone. The airport's gone IFR, so now all of a sudden everybody's holding for release.
November 30877, it's going to be runway 33 for departure. Taxi Lima, and on departure, Miami's now going to be on 119.7. All right, contact tower now, and so we can get you right out of here.
All right, we'll switch over to tower. Thank you, 877. Pompano Tower, Cherokee 30877 is holding short of runway 33, ready for departure.
November 30877 Pompano Tower, runway 33, cleared for takeoff, fly heading 330.
Runway 33, clear for takeoff, fly heading 330, 877.
Clear. November 190 Lima Papa, Pompano Tower, runway 28, cleared to land.
28, clear to land, 190 Papa. Tower, November 960, code with you. Take the floor.
November 960, code next to 9 parking, delay with Miami approach.
Roger, 960, code. There's 60, let's rotate. Green. Pressure's good, everything's good.
A year ago, I wouldn't have been able to fly on a day like today. And now I'm actually more excited than if it was VFR. This is definitely going to be a good test of my skills.
He's going to switch us over to departure in a minute.
My dad turned 80 the day before this flight, so it's really exciting that we can get out and fly and celebrate his birthday in the plane.
November 30877, contact Miami departure 119.7.
Miami departure, Cherokee 30877 is out of 1,300 for 2,000, heading 330.
30877, Miami departure radar contact, climb and maintain forward Christian 5,000.
Climb and maintain 5,000 for 877.
Cherokee 877, amend up to maintain 2,000.
Maintain 2,000 for 877.
We maintain 2,000 feet for the time being, and with the ceiling so low, that would keep us in the soup almost the entire time.
Cherokee 877, turn left heading 270.
Left 270, 877.
After a series of vectors for traffic, we'd be handed off from Miami to Palm Beach approach, and we'd be instructed to climb to 6,000 feet. As we continued our climb, we'd experience a few areas of moderate precipitation, as well as being in the clouds. It was definitely a hard IMC day today, and I was loving every minute of it.
Palm Beach approach, good morning. Cherokee 30877 is heading 350, climbing 6,000.
Cherokee 30877, Palm Beach approach, good morning. Palm Beach altimeter is 2987. Advise when you pick up the Atis Hotel at Stuart, expect RNAV 30.
All right, we'll advise when we've got hotel, and we'll expect RNAV 30. Thank you, 877.
When my dad was still flying, he had logged close to 3,000 hours in the air. A lot of those hours were flown in IFR conditions, flying in and out of Martha's Vineyard.
When I was flying IFR, very seldom over 2,000 feet because it was usually between the Vineyard and Boston or Hyannis or something. I'd be flying right in the cloud.
And then there was that night we went to Springfield.
I'll never forget that flight from Martha's Vineyard to Springfield when I was about 6 years old. At that age, I had no idea just how dangerous it was. We were flying my aunt and uncle home after they stayed with us for the weekend. A line of thunderstorms developed in front of us over the Connecticut River Valley. Dad wanted to turn around, but an even more severe line had developed behind us. We were trapped, and we had to press on through, dealing with extreme turbulence, updrafts, and downdrafts.
The other three were almost passed out, and you're in the back seat saying, let's go back and do that again.
Yeah.
Pilots of my dad's generation were limited to a pre-flight weather briefing and then in-flight updates over the radio from ATC or flight service. Today's GI pilots have access to a whole suite of tools, both on the ground and in the cockpit, that puts hazardous weather information right at our fingertips.
Palm Beach approach, Cherokee 877 with a PIREP.
Stand by for PIREP.
One of those tools that we have is the PIREP, or Pilot Report. It's an in-flight report from a pilot that reports on the actual conditions that they experienced. PIREPs help compare the actual conditions against what might be seen on the radar or what might have been forecast.
877, go ahead.
Approximately 13 miles west of PBI at 6,000. Tops are about 7,000. We've got light precip and light chop.
877, roger, thank you.
We'll be out of it in a minute.
After flying through that area of turbulence and precip, we break out on top, and the view would be spectacular.
That was fun.
That was good.
All right, Stuart, so let's see, it's good.
After that, it'd be time to start my approach briefing. At Atis Hotel at Stuart, and I've already set the radios. This is an LPV approach which stands for Localized Performance with Vertical Guidance. 266 feet is my decision altitude. My minimum visibility is 7/8 of a mile. I'm going to join the approach at Monad intersection. I'll fly inbound at 2,000 feet, intercept the final approach course, and then I'll fly inbound to AROS intersection. I'll cross AROS at or above 1,600 feet, and I'll continue inbound. When I get to my decision altitude, if I see the runway or the runway lights or the runway environment, I'll continue inbound and land. If I don't, I'll fly a missed approach, which means I'll fly straight ahead, and I'll enter the hold here depicted on the chart. In reality, when I go missed, ATC will give me missed approach instructions. On an IFR flight, it's always important to stay in front of the airplane. That means have your approach briefed, your GPS loaded, your radios programmed, and everything else set before you begin your descent.
Denver 30877, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000, 877.
Denver 30877, clear direct Monad, join the approach course.
Direct Monad, join the approach course for 877.
Sir 877, descend and maintain 3,000.
Down to 3,000 for 877.
November 877 over Monad, cleared RNAV, runway 30 left approach, runway 30 approach, keep your speed up please, just transport volume.
Alright, over Monad, cleared for the RNAV 30 approach, and we'll keep the speed up, 877.
November 877, connect to Hotel 12616.
Over to 1266 for 877. Stuart Tower, good morning, Cherokee 30877 is on the RNAV for runway 30. This will be a stop.
Cherokee 30877 Stuart Tower, runway 30, clear to land. Where are you parking?
It's going to be a full stop taxi back.
Okay.
AROS is the final approach fix. At AROS, we'll pick up the glide slope, and I'll take the autopilot off and fly it down. .6 to AROS, everything's ready to go. Alright, the glide slope's alive, 1.6 from AROS. There comes that glide slope. Alright. Autopilot's going to disengage. Alright, 0.5 from AROS, we're going to put flaps in. Now we want to go ahead and descend. 90 knots is good. Glide slope's looking good.
That is a sweet sight. You're flying the approach, descended through the clouds, you can't see anything, you're trusting the instruments, and trusting that the airport's going to be where it's supposed to be. There's no better feeling than flying an approach and breaking out below the clouds.
Minimum is 266 feet. If we see the runway at 266, we land. If not, we go miss. .560 for 266, 300 to go. There's 300, I'm calling that minimums, runways in sight. Flaps. Transition to visual, we're shooting for 1,000 foot markers. Power to idle.
Beautiful. Cherokee 877, turn left at Charlie, then left on Alpha. Then at the barricades, proceed via the inner ramp to the other side of the construction to rejoin Alpha back to runway 30.
We taxi over the ramp, reset our GPS, and head home to Pompano. That'd be an exciting flight in its own right, but that's a story for another day.